Greetings, Benjamin J from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on that Marx Prewar motor with the single contactor. Now, as you see, I've got this mounted in an old 490 shell. That contactor is on there. That contactor is going to work absolutely splendidly. Just to make sure, I'm going to put it on a Marx consist and take this around the rail. All right, so there's 10 Marx cars on this. This runs forward only. Let's see how this goes. As you see, zoom, zoom. So that single contactor works absolutely perfectly. No muss, no fuss, no modification required. So if you have a pre-war motor that's missing the contactors, just transplant a full-size contactor on there. You don't have to do any modifications to the contactor or to the locomotive. It will just snap into position. As you see, it's working absolutely perfectly. Now this motor is made out of parts, completely out of parts. I've got front wheels on the rear that I drilled so I could mount push rods on them with screws. And this thing was absolute junk. You know, it was missing the contactors, and as you see, that works absolutely splendidly. Those springs under there are supporting the contactor, keeping it nice and flush and true. Plus, we got these nice straight bends on the end. It snaps over those contact points on the mount itself, and it snaps directly into position, and it gets these old pre-war motors up and running. So if you have a pre-war motor that's missing the contactors, you don't have to shell out the 12 bucks to buy them. All you got to do is add a standard full-size contactor and you're up and running. So the dimensions are exactly correct, and as you see, it's pulling this with no problem at all. So an old Marx 490 shell, that pre-war motor, it gives you a running locomotive, as you see. Now that 490 shell is cracked, it's got a broken corner, but it was good enough for testing this motor. As you see, that contactor is working perfectly. No problem with that at all. So an instant replacement for the two individual contactors, so you don't have to buy them. Well, unless, of course, you want to. This is an expedient, gets this motor up and running. No doubt about that. That's running absolutely perfectly. So, in any case, just a quick follow-up video on replacing those two contactors with one. It's simple, it's instant. Best of all, it gets these pre-war motors that are missing the contacts up and running. Just drop on a full size and you are set. No problem with this at all. Anyway, just mounted it, the motor in this old shell just so I could test it, but it works. No problem at all. So just a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.